So I'm here as a healer, as a professional who, as a healing professional, let's call it that way, a healthcare professional, but it's not really healthcare. It's a distance healing professional. All right. And as such, I have my favorite ways. All right. And my most favorite way to do distance healing is with the Bengston Method. All right. And so that's why a lot of you are here, is because you know about the Bengston Method and you like my squirrely little ways of improvising with it. But really who I am is not the Bengston Method. That's just one of the methods that I use that I respect a lot, because it works really well, because I really know how to use it really well, so I feel powerful and competent with it. I can teach almost anybody how to do it effectively, so there's all these reasons why I like it. But I also know a lot of philosophy. I know a lot of other methods. You can imagine, after being an acupuncturist since, like, how, 1979 or something, that's when I started being interested in it. I've got a big tool bag, all right? And I like to think as a professional that I pull out the tool that I need for the situation. And I would invite you to do that too, to use the Bengston Method, or to use this time with me as a tool. You don't have to believe in it. You just have to use it and observe if it's helpful or not. All right? You can believe that you can be curious about it and interested. I think that's a better word than belief. Okay, so what I do is I do something called my Octave Resonance Healing Approach. And that's not, I do nutrition consulting that way. I do exercise consulting that way. I do Bengston Method consulting that way. It's a rubric, a form that's general enough that everybody can relate to it almost instantly, and deep enough that you can go as deep as deep goes with it. And so it's just a perspective that I like to adopt that helps me know if I'm doing it right, helps give me feedback. Like if I'm doing a Reiki treatment, I use my Octave Resonance Healing Approach to understand what just happened, or what to tweak. All right. So my Octave Resonance Healing Approach is on my website, and if I can bring it up, I had it up. Let me see if I can get it up. Here we go. There it's on my website, okay? So we've got the spiritual level. Spiritual level. We've got the octave of emotions and images. We've got the octave of life force. We've got the octave of the physical. All right. This one right here, the octave of life force, is what I think gives me a lot of power that people that only separate totality into three miss. So there's body, mind, spirit. So they kind of like I think body, mind, spirit is more like physical, emotions and images, and spirit. And it's like this one gets left out a lot. And yet it's the mediator. It's what I'm really good at, because the life force, that's like your chi, that's your sense of vitality, that's what separates, like the difference between a sleeping body has life force and a corpse doesn't have life force. It's like, if you've ever seen a corpse, it's really easy to tell there's no life force. It's not a subtle thing at all. It's not mysterious. It's not, you don't have to be clairvoyant. It's something you can observe. And as an acupuncturist, I got really, 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 really good. Like, I'm one of the first American acupuncturists. I got super good at seeing what was going on with the chi of the body, with the life force of the body. And, because that's what acupuncture does, is it takes the energy that's excess in one area and puts it to the areas of deficiency. So I'm like a virtuoso in this life force area. So today I'd like you to, so I guess I'm just saying that's what we're doing here. We're not doing a modified Bengston Method, that I call the Octave Resonance Healing Approach. The Octave Resonance Healing Approach is just my way of understanding if if you're doing something effective, and how to break it down. Today we're actually going to go up to the spiritual level, all right? Because we're not together. Now, when we change any of these things, they all change. So, like if you were to go into a hot room, the physical temperature would change. It would affect your life force. It would affect your emotions if you were in there a long time. It might change how you're imagining things, and there would be spiritual consequences of that too. And the same thing with any of these things. If we have more vitality, all these other things improve too. It's a holistic system. This fourfold nature is a way to language what we're noticing, how to observe. Because if you just ask a muggle to observe what an energy healing does, they go, I don't know, nothing happened. And I saw all these things happening. And so I'm able to tweak them and nourish them and help them, blossom into something that actually pops down into the physical for a pure physical healing. All right. So I'd like you to entertain the idea that even though we're doing what I would call work up in these two, we're going to do a guided visualization, which is images, imagination and images. But we're actually going to invoke a spiritual thing that's beyond, that's like an idea. The only way we can relate to it is an idea. And then we kind of short circuit when we get even higher, because we don't, usually with the apparatus of our muggle minds, we can't even go there, and yet we experience the downstream effects of it. Okay? So we're going to go there too. But the sign that you're actually doing the spiritual work, that it's not just a fantasy, not just magical thinking, is that you actually feel a shift in your emotions, or you get images that are surprising or delighting, and that you actually feel different in your life force. You get a sense of vitality, or suddenly you need to go to sleep, or your tumor cools down, or it goes away, or your digestion improves, something in your physical thing improves, or you just start. I always say, if our emotional state, it just affects the clutter in your room, how you're organized, your possessions are a reflection of all these things. Okay, so it really is a total thing, and to affect one thing affects all of them. But we're going to focus on these two now. All right. Okay, so to do that, a little philosophy. All right, and the philosophies that I've spent a lot of time with, I know a lot more than most people about Hegel. I know a lot more than most people about anthroposophy, which is Rudolf Steiner's philosophy, which is actually where this is foundationally from. I just put an overlay of sound and vibration on top of that. He didn't do that. He didn't categorize it that way, but really that came, and he got it from, I think, Paracelsus or something. Not sure exactly where Steiner got it from, but it wasn't, that's where I learned it from him, but he got it from, it's just Western mysticism. And then I know a lot about Western Hermeticism. I know about Taoism, because as a Chinese medical professional, you work with ideas of yin and yang and wu qi, the one and the five, and all these different ways of understanding how the physical is connected to the non-physical. And then esoteric Christianity, which is a little different than Bible Christianity. A lot different, actually. Anyway, so I have all this experience. I've been a therapist for most of my life, so when I call my company spiritgate.com, even though I have this wealth of philosophic training and just a lot of, I'm always in study groups with really high-level people, learning about these concepts and just enjoying being in that world. The spirit gate that opens up is your spirit gate. It's not mine. I just enjoy opening. And I guess by resonance, your spirit gate opens. So you don't have to know anything that I know. You just have to kind of know what you know. and be authentically yourself. And the only agreement to being helpful in this distance healing is that there is something beyond the physical that is as real, or is maybe the source of, it's what the physical, it's like the creative, whatever you want to call that, is. And so I encourage you not to worry about my Octave Resonance Healing Approach, but just to follow along in the imagination, and then use your perceptive abilities to notice what's going on in your spirit. This is why I do this, because it's just cross-cultural and easy. You don't have to go to study groups and learn the Kabbalah and learn all the like, okay, if you move it this way, all the manipulations of spirit. We already can just go there. You can do all that philosophy if you enjoy it, but to heal, you just have to be yourself. And yourself includes a spiritual part of you, this sort of witness part of you that can think about your images, that can think about your emotions, that can think about your vitality, and that can think about your arms and your legs and your physical existence. So we're gonna do this, and just notice how you're doing there. Notice if the images are any more vivid today, or if they're different, or if they're surprising. That's a good sign. If there's some paradox and some humor, that's a good sign that your lower ego is not the one that's manufacturing this event, and that it's magical in the poetic sense of the word, but not in the out of touch with reality sense of the word magic. Imagination is a connector to the spirit. And there's rules of how to do that. So that's one of the signposts, is if the images surprise you, I will tell you, we're going to do a guided visualization. I'm going to prompt you to visualize something, but how you visualize it, the images that, I'd encourage you to let the images come to you rather than like, okay, I'm going to make it look this way today. Just get curious about what imagining that prompt is like today. And then notice if it changes how your heart feels, or any other emotional part of you feels. Your gut is a big emotional sensor, your gut is. And then your physical body, your vitality about your physical body. And then sometimes the temperature can change in your physical body, or your tumor can cool down, or somebody else. Now, what do you do if you're an animal and you're here? You're already kind of doing it, so you don't have to worry about it, all right? And your parent doesn't have to worry that you're going to miss out on anything, because the place we're going, I think, is where the animals kind of patiently wait for us to join them in. And they just kind of do this naturally. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little different today, and if you're new, well, you're very welcome. But we're going to jump into something that's similar and different. Okay, let's do it. So that was the teaching portion of this, of a Facebook Live group distance healing. You're very welcome to join the actual healing, but I only publish it inside Facebook for like 30 days. What you just saw was the teaching portion that got us resonating together so that we could be effective distance healers together. Please, I'd invite you to energetically or spiritually like, subscribe, and comment to this video. And what I mean by that is, as you hit the like button, really sense that you're not just liking it, but that you are helping others who this may serve connect to it. So it's about you, but it's about a community too. And then when you hit the subscribe button, or if you're already subscribed, really feel yourself enter into the room, the club, the container of those who are subscribed to my channel, and feel the nourishment of that, and contribute nourishment to that, so that you can, so it's not just like an algorithm that hits you, that there's actually an energetic connection to the group. Also, now that you've subscribed, you've hit that subscribe button, I have a little gift for you. And to collect this gift, like if we were in a room, you might have to go over to that table over there and collect your little gift. But the way you collect your little gift here in this YouTube channel is down below. You find a link to the bonus, to the YouTube subscribers bonus. You click on that. There's a little form you fill in, and we send the link to your email. All right. And then I think the bonus is about how to visualize, just some nuances of some pretty cool ways to activate your visualizing so that it connects spiritually to a deeper aspect of reality than only a superficial visualization might. All right. And then please also comment. And please comment with the spiritual gesture of making a contribution to others and also to yourself. You know, whenever we kind of summarize what we learned, or we distill something out of a video, we benefit from the video like a million times more. It really, really amplifies, and it just takes a moment to do that. So I encourage you to do that too. And welcome.